Rochdale Association Football Club is an English professional association football club based in the town of Rochdale and Greater Manchester. The club plays in the Football League One, the third tier in the English Football League system. The club's colours are black and blue and they play their home games at Spotland Stadium, which is a capacity of 10,249. Formed in 1907 and nicknamed the Dale, they were accepted into the Football League in 1921. Since then, the club has remained in the bottom two professional divisions of English football. The team has achieved promotion 3 times in 1969, 2010 and 2014. Although the club has never won a competition since joining the league, they have the distinction of playing in the final of the League Cup in 1962, the first of only 2 teams from the lowest tier to have done so. History: Rochdale played 36 consecutive seasons in the Football League's bottom division from 1974 to 2010, the longest time any team has been in the bottom division of the league, with some even derisively calling it the Rochdale Division. The club has the lowest average position of all the clubs which have existed continuously in the Football League since its expansion to 4 divisions in 1921 Euro 22 and since its expansion to 92 clubs in 1950 Euro 51. Additionally, the club shares with Hartlepool United the distinction of having played the most seasons in the Football League without reaching the top 2 tiers. The club reached the League Cup final in 1962. This was the first time a club from the bottom league division had reached the final of a major competition, a Euro, where they lost to Norwich City. During its history, the club has had 3 promotions and 3 relegations, with promotion coming in 1969 and 2010 and 2014 and relegation in 1959, 1974 and 2012. The 1959 relegation followed the 1958 restructuring, which saw the combination of the 2 third division sections into the 3rd division and 4th division. In the restructuring, Rochdale managed to secure a spot in the 3rd division, but was relegated at the end of the season to the now lowest 4th division. 1907 Euro 1999 Rochdale A.F.C. was formed in 1907. After World War I, the Football League was expanded and the club unsuccessfully applied to join. In 1921 Rochdale was recommended to be included in the new 3rd Division North, and played their first league game at home against Accrington Stanley on August 27, 1921, winning 6 Euro 3. However, this first season ended with the club at the bottom of the league, having to reapply for membership. The club's first promotion came in 1969, earned by a team largely assembled by manager Bob Stokoe, though it was Stokoe's assistant, Len Rickley, who steered Rochdale to promotion after Stokoe moved to Carlisle United. In the early stages of the 1969 Euro 70 season, Rochdale topped the Division 3 table, sparking hopes of a second successive promotion. The team's form significantly declined around Christmas 1969, however, and a failure to halt the team's decline led to the dismissal of Rickley. He was succeeded by Dick Connor, who stabilised the club's form and steered them to a 9th-place finish. The following 3 seasons saw the club finish in the lower reaches of the Division 3 table, narrowly avoiding relegation each time. The board viewed merely surviving in Division 3 as unacceptable and replaced Connor with Walter Joyce for the 1973 Euro 74 season. This move failed to pay off, and Rochdale was relegated after a campaign in which they won only 2 of 46 league games. The club finished bottom of the league in 1977 Euro 78, but was successful in their bid for re-election. Southport, which had finished 1 place above Rochdale, was demoted instead and replaced by Wigan Athletic. Rochdale finished bottom for a second time in 1979 Euro 80, but was again re-elected a Euro by 1 vote over Altrincham. In 1989 Euro 90 the club reached the 5th round of the FA Cup for the first time, but lost 1 Euro 0 to Crystal Palace. Steve Parkin was appointed as manager in 1998, a period in which the success of the club improved significantly with the emergence of talented players such as Gary Jones, Clive Platt, Grant Holt and Kevin Townsend. 2000 Euro 2010 Parkin left to take over at Barnsley in November 2001 with Rochdale second in Division 3. This gained him little popularity with the fans, especially when he took Gary Jones with him. John Hollins was appointed as his successor and the club finished the season in 5th place, entering the promotion playoffs where they lost to Rushden Diamonds in the semi-finals. The club reached the 5th round of the FA Cup again the following season, but lost 3-1 at Wolves. Hollins was replaced by Paul Simpson in 2002, and Alan Buckley, appointed and sacked as manager in 2003. Parkin then returned to the club as manager, until being sacked in December 2006. Parkin's replacement, Keith Hill, who was initially appointed as caretaker manager, became arguably the club's most successful manager to date. Hill and his assistant manager David Flitcroft led Rochdale to a 5th-placed finish in 2007-08, securing a playoff place. After beating Darlington 5-4 on penalties in the semi-finals, Rochdale reached Wembley for the first time in their history. Despite taking the lead in the match, they lost the final 3-2 to Stockport County. In the 2008-09 season, Rochdale reached the League Two playoffs for the second consecutive season, finishing 6th in the table on 70 points. Season 2009-10 ended a 41-year wait for promotion with a win over Northampton Town as Rochdale secured the third automatic promotion spot. Rochdale continued their progression under Keith Hill, now with the club for 3 years, with a secured spot in League One in 2010-11. In 2010-11 Rochdale finished 9th in League One with 68 points, equaling their highest league finish since 1969-70. 2010 present equals. On June 1, 2011 manager Keith Hill joined Championship side Barnsley. Former Manchester City apprentice and youth coach Steve Ayr was confirmed as Hill's replacement on June 12, 2011. Ayer's spell at Spotland did not last long, as he was sacked after 27 competitive games in charge, the team having recorded just 4 league wins in this time. Ayer's last game was a 0-0 draw against Yeovil, in which Yeovil's keeper René Gilmartin played the second half with a dislocated finger. Director of Youth Chris Beech was then appointed as caretaker manager. Under Beech's first game in charge, the team drew 1-1 with Preston North End with an equaliser from Daniel Bogdanovia who scored on his debut. Beech's 5 games in charge ended with a 5-1 defeat by Stevenage and a 3-0 defeat to bottom-of-league Wycombe Wanderers. On January 24, 2012, Accrington Stanley's John Coleman was confirmed manager as the successor to Steve Ayr and left his club where he had been for more than a decade. John Coleman's first match in charge was a 3-0 win at home over Bury in the local derby. However, on April 21, Rochdale lost 2-1 to Chesterfield resulting in relegation from League One after 2 years in the league. John Coleman's and Jimmy Bell's contracts were terminated by Rochdale on January 21, 2013 following a poor run in form. In January 2013, Keith Hill, previously in charge of Rochdale from 2007 to 2011, was appointed as the new manager. Rochdale were promoted to League One on April 26, 2014, after beating Cheltenham Town 2-0. Playing at the club's highest level, the 2014-15 season was the club's most successful yet. Apart from a couple of games, they remained in the top half of the league all season, eventually finishing in 8th place, their highest league placing. Notable results were a 2-1 win away to Bradford City and home wins against Preston North End and Chesterfield. The club reached the 5th round of the FA Cup, and despite being eliminated by Premier League opposition, remained in contention for promotion to the Championship. Playoffs. Rochdale has participated in the Football League playoffs on 3 occasions. In 2002, they lost 4-3 on aggregate to Rushden Diamonds FC. In 2008, they went through to Wembley Stadium, defeating Darlington in the semi-final 5-4 on penalties after a 3-3 draw after extra time over 2 legs. Ben Muirhead scored the crucial penalty for Rochdale. However, despite scoring the first goal at the Wembley final, Rochdale suffered a 3-2 loss to Stockport County. In 2009, Rochdale lost 2-1 on aggregate to Gillingham in the playoff semi-finals. Colours and strip. Rochdale's current home colours are black and blue shirts, white shorts and blue and black hooped socks. Previously, Rochdale's usual colours were blue and white, introduced in 1949. Prior to this, Rochdale wore black and white stripes, which was influenced by the strong Newcastle United side of 1907, the stripe which they adopted for their centenary season in 2007. This black and white kit was reintroduced in the 2007-08 season as the one-off centenary kit. The new Indonesian owl-influenced design which succeeded it was an amalgamation of the striped kit and the blue kit to herald the second century of Rochdale's existence. Between 2010 and 2012 Rochdale's shirts were predominantly blue with black pinstripes on the body and black sleeves. Rochdale's away kit comprises white shirts with a purple stripe, purple shorts and purple and white hooped socks. Other historical away kits have included yellow, teal, green and red. Other kits have included white shirts with black shorts, white shirts with blue shorts and a blue shirt with white sleeves. Rochdale has had sponsored shirts since 1983. Former sponsors include Carcraft, MMC Estates, All-in-One Garden Centre, Smith Metals, Keytech, Freebirds.co.uk, Cabrini and the Cooperative. On May 28, 2013, Crown Oil Limited was unveiled as the club's new principal sponsor. It was announced in June 2009 that the kit supplier for the next 3 seasons would be Cabrini. From 2012-2015 Rochdale's kit was supplied by Filer. On April 25, 2015, Rochdale revealed Aree as their new supplier. Club badge. The club crest/logo used by Rochdale A.F.C focuses on a variant of the arms of the former county borough of Rochdale. The coat of arms, based on those of the local and reputed Rochdale family with certain additions, was granted to the borough by Heralds College in 1857. At its centre, the shield shows a sack of wool and a cotton plant, representing the local wool and cotton industries. Around the edge of the shield sit 8 martlets. These are taken from the Rochdale family coat of arms and are widely used on heraldic devices. Above the shield and helm more local industry representations are made by the inclusion of a fleece of wool and the iron centre of an old millstone. A motto below the shield reads Creed Signo. Roughly translated, this means believe in the sign. The blazon for the arms reads as follows: Argent a woolpack encircled by 2 branches of the cotton tree flowered and conjoint proper. A bordure sable charged with 8 martlets of the field. And for a crest on a wreath of the colours a millrind sable and above a fleece argent banded or. When Rochdale Metropolitan Borough Council was formed in 1974, a new coat of arms was created and awarded for council use. Rochdale A.F.C, however, continued to adopt the old Rochdale County Borough arms. Managerial history Stadium. Rochdale plays their home matches at Spotland Stadium, which has a capacity of 10,249. The stadium was officially opened in 1920, and for the first 68 years of its existence it was used exclusively by Rochdale. Since 1988 the ground has been jointly owned by the football club, Rochdale Council and Rochdale Hornets Rugby League Club. The ground has 4 stands, the Cooperative Stand, the Thwaites Beer Stand, the TDS Stand and the Westeros Leisure Stand. All are fully seated, apart from the Sandy Lane end, which is a small terrace behind one of the goals. Apart from local football and rugby league, Spotland has in the past been used to host minor nations rugby league matches, such as British Amateur Rugby League Association matches, and also the National League Cup finals of 2003 and 2004. Spotland Stadium was selected as a venue for the 2013 Rugby League World Cup, hosting a match between Fiji and Ireland. This was the first time that Rochdale had staged an event in a World Cup in any sport. The event was sold out with almost 9,000 people attending, setting what was incorrectly claimed to be a new stadium record. Rochdale had 24,231 for an FA Cup tie versus Notts County in December 1949 and 3 higher crowds for FA Cup and playoff games between 1990 and 2008 against Northampton Town, Coventry City and Darlington. Rivalries. Rochdale has a number of rivalries with local and non-local clubs. The club's current main competition is with Bury, also known as the M66 Derby. Bury have largely been in the same league as Rochdale in recent times and, after Oldham Athletic, are the closest Football League club to Rochdale. Rochdale's other main rivalries have been with Burnley, Oldham Athletic, Halifax Town, Stockport County, Aldershot Town and Accrington Stanley. Players, as of May 20, 2014. First team squad equals. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Development squad players with registered numbers. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Out on loan. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. Notable players. For a list of notable players in sortable list format, see List of Rochdale A.F.C players. For all Rochdale players with a Wikipedia article, see category, Rochdale A.F.C players. Non-playing staff. Board of Directors. Corporate management. Team management. Honours. Domestic. Leagues: Football League 3rd Division North, runners-up, 1923 a Euro 24, 1926 a Euro 27. Lancashire Combination, winners 1910 a Euro 11, 1911 a Euro 12. Cups: Football League Cup, runners-up, 1961 a Euro 62, Lancashire Cup, winners 1970 a Euro 71, 1948 a Euro 49, 2004 a Euro 05. Club records: Record League victory a Euro 8 a Euro 1v. Chesterfield, fewest league wins in a season a Euro 2 1973 a Euro 74, most points gained in a season a Euro 82 2009 a Euro 10. Football League 2, highest home attendance a Euro 24,231 v Notts County in 1949 a Euro 50, record league appearances a Euro Gary Jones, record league goal scorer a Euro Raj Jenkins, most league goals in one season a Euro Albert Whitehurst, highest transfer fee paid a Euro £150,000 to Stoke City for Paul Connor. 2001, highest transfer fee received a Euro £900,000 from Blackpool for Bobby Grant, 2013. References. External links: official website, Rochdale A.F.C. On BBC Sport, club news a Euro recent results a Euro upcoming fixtures.